What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Unknown Coatings channel. Somehow I have never done an ultra black chrome video. I had a request for one, had the opportunity to be doing this motorcycle wheels, so figured it'd be a great time to make a video for you guys. As you can see with these wheels, there's a bunch of really tight corners. I'm going to have a ton of Faraday areas on these wheels. This powder is actually pretty forgiving, so this shouldn't be a big problem, but you can see with some of these deep pockets, it's going to be kind of a nightmare. But let's get into it. Alright, and you can see right from the beginning here, I'm getting powder down into all these tight corners. I go over this in kind of every video. On all these parts, I always want to try to shoot the hardest part first. That way, I don't have to try to pack powder in after a part's already been coated. I don't have to try to work to get it into certain areas. Wheels like this, I tend to go around and get all the tight corners in a circle. You can see I'm kind of doing the same like inner tight corner. I guess I don't know what you would even call that. And then once those are done, I just go to the outside like you see here. I find doing it this way makes it so I don't accidentally skip any of them. If you kind of like, jot around all over the wheel, coating different parts, there's a chance that you'll end up missing something. Now, to be fair, I'm going to be coating this twice, or each one of these wheels twice, with Ultra Black Chrome. I found that it kind of works better to do it that way, but we'll get into that later in the video. Hey, and just a reminder, if you guys like powder coating or powder coating content, make sure you hit that like button. Definitely helps us in the algorithm. Want to try to get at least 200 likes on every video. I know that seems like kind of a small goal, but 200 likes seems like about a reasonable number based on the likes that I'm currently getting. And then hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications. That way you'll get a heads up every time we post a new video. Got a ton of new videos coming. I've been kind of going through a checklist of video requests from people and trying to knock those off the list. You can see here I'm using the Gema Optiflex 2. I've had a bunch of people ask me about the Corona ring and if I think it's worth it. I don't really know how I feel about it. It actually stays on this gun all the time. It never comes off. I know that there's supposedly different reasons that you would use it versus not use it. It literally only comes off this gun when the gun's being cleaned and then it goes right back on. So I don't have too many thoughts on it. Maybe it works great, maybe it doesn't. So as I said before, this powder is actually pretty forgiving. I don't really have any issues with getting it to lay down in tight corners. As you can see, as we kind of go over this wheel, even in these deep pockets, it didn't take any effort to get powder to stick down into them. Now, obviously it's not just the powder, it's a combination of the Optiflex gun, good ground, making sure that your part is actually well grounded to the rack, and then the rack is well grounded in my case. But this powder, like I said, is very forgiving, no issues getting into tight corners. So let's throw these things into the little oven and give them a little partial flow out, and then we'll be throwing a second coat on them. I've seen a few comments and questions from people kind of asking about changes, I guess, in the shop, not knowing that I've moved from Utah up into Seattle. I know I've had people asking about equipment and stuff in the shop. I'll probably get to that. I don't know when it's going to be. To answer some of the basic questions, there are 2 booths and 2 ovens in the shop the way it is set up currently. That's actually going to be changing. There's going to be an additional oven added to this setup. But this is the little oven. This is used mostly for outgassing and small projects like motorcycle wheels and other stuff that you don't need a 16-foot oven for, obviously. So now that we got these things partially flowed out, rolled back over into the booth, I'm checking the temperature now to make sure everything's below 150. I'm going to end up spraying these warm. Don't really need to with this powder or this gun setup at least. I'm just mostly in a hurry and trying to get these done. So once it's below 150, it's safe to go ahead and keep spraying. Doing a second coat on these. Now there's a couple reasons that I'm doing it. Anybody who has shot ultra black chrome knows one of the biggest complaints, and I think Prismatic actually lists this on their website, is that it ends up with little black dots in it. I've seen different opinions about why that happens, whether it's contaminants or something on the substrate, or something got in your powder, something got in your line. Different types of contaminants are kind of always to blame. I don't think that that's accurate, just because the lack of consistency doesn't seem to be a thing where it could be air in your, stuff in your powder or stuff in your line. Maybe stuff on your product, but I've taken a brand new piece of metal, sanded it, cleaned it, hung it, sprayed it, and had those little black dots occur. What I found is that spraying it a second time, I've never had those black dots show up after I do it a second time. It also gives, I think, a little bit of depth to this color, which sounds a little bit weird because it's not a translucent or transparent color. It just seems like it gives it a little bit more of that kind of black chrome, like that deep chrome look. Obviously, you're going to be doing this and then clearing it. This powder requires, I think, a 70% cure, which means, you get it up to the cure temperature it's supposed to be at, and then do 70% of the time. For the life of me, I cannot remember what that is, but just follow the directions provided to you by Prismatic. Once again, all of Prismatic's colors have instructions on how to spray them. I see these comments in the UKC Army group on Facebook a lot, where people are confused about why colors aren't turning out the way that they're supposed to, and that is the reason. Gotta follow the directions. So here we're just using an LED light, just making sure there's no light spots. You'll be able to see very easily with the LED light. And we're going to roll these things back into the oven to do that 70% cure as discussed. And then we'll be moving on to the clear coat. Alright, now that these things have been cured out to about 70%, these actually sat for, I think, about 2 hours, so they are cooled all the way down now, and we are just throwing some Clear Vision on them. Once again, Clear Vision is not necessarily my favorite. It's not even the clear I recommend, but I have a bunch of it trying to get through, so I'm using it on certain projects. For the most part, I like Tiger's Bengal Clear. Alright guys, if you think these wheels turned out amazing, please give this video a like. Once again, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, get a heads up about new videos. Glad I finally got to do a project with Ultra Black Chrome. I've actually done a bunch, I've just never made a video. Had the opportunity to make this video and figured I would do it since it was on one of the requests that I had gotten from some of you guys. If you have any requests, any videos, or any colors you want to see, make sure you throw those down in the comments. Also, make friends in the comments. There are tons of powder coaters in the comments, so if you guys have questions, there's always definitely people that can help you out. I'm going to go through in the next couple days and answer all the questions that have been asked on all my various videos. I try to do it once every couple weeks, but it's a little overwhelming. I'm going to get to it. I'll see you next time.